For question 11, this is about shares and dividends and also a bit of compound interest. So, Sue has $4,000 to invest and she decides to purchase some shares that have a face value of $4 and have a current market value of $5. Now, always remember that when you're going to get when you're looking for how many shares, like part A is asking, you always use the market value. So the shares is the amount invested, so the investment divide by the market value, which is 4,000 divided by 5, which is 8,000 shares, 800 shares. So this person now has bought shares. They've got 800 shares in this company, and a year later the company paid a dividend of 9.5%. So that means the company, because you bought shares, they're going to pay you a certain amount every year. So in that year they paid 9.5%. So to calculate the dividends, so the money you'd get in that year is the shares you bought, which is 800, times the face value, which is what the company is valued at, times the percentage dividend, which is 9.5. So we've got 800 shares multiplied by the face value of $4 times 9.5, but remember to divide that by 100. And so if you do that, you should get $304. All right, part C. Had Sally decided to invest her 4,000 in a bank instead, so instead of going through that route of shares and making 304 in a year, what interest rate, which is compounded monthly, would she need to have been offered a better investment option? Okay, this requires a compound interest formula, so I'll write that formula in there first. Okay, now remember P is the principal, so the amount she had, which is 4,000. We are looking for the interest rate, so we also know the amount that we need to match is, so the amount will be 4,000, how much she invested, plus 304, what she got when she bought the shares. That's how much she got including dividends in a year. How much did she invest? She invested $1,000 over 1 year and compounding monthly, so 12. So I have this information. I'm going to plug it into the equation. So it's 1 times 12, which is just 12. So now I will divide by 4,000 on both sides, because I'm looking for I want to separate I from everything else. That 4,000 will go there, and then you'll have 1.076 equals 1 plus I over 12 to the power of 12. Then you want to get this 12th root of 1.076, because I wanted to get rid of the power 12 there, so we do the 12th root, and you should get 1.00612 something. we'll just leave it at that. Then we want to get rid of this 1, so I'll subtract 1 on both sides. So that and that will go. And 1.006 minus 1 is just 0.00612 equals I over 12. And then I want to get rid of the 12, so I'll multiply by 12 on both sides. And finally I've got my interest, which is in a decimal, and that is going to be 0.0735. And to then change it to a percent, we multiply by 100, and that's 7.35%. So that's the interest rate that's required, interest rate of that or greater, to give you a better option than going through the shares. Now people asked me to do question 12 as well, but if you read question 12, it's just a breakdown of question 11. So let's have a read. David has 3,000 shares in a company with a market value of that much. The face value of the shares is $3 and they're paying a dividend of 10%. So David can earn 4.5% interest from the bank. Should he keep the shares, or would he be better off selling off the shares? So either compound interest or shares. So same question, is just that we broke it down in question 11. Right, and you've been given the amount of shares, so you really just need to first find the dividends, so like how we did part B, and then after that, using the interest rate, you want to try and find whether he'll make a better investment.